Here's why rising inflation means the Reserve Bank must keep increasing interest rates. On the 27th of July, the ABS released the latest inflation data for Australia. A 1.8% increase for the June quarter brought the total annual increase in inflation to 6.1%. And with the RBA indicating that we're not done yet and a peak of 7 to 7.5% coming at the end of 2022, it would seem that rates are going to continue to rise. Now, the US is seeing inflation at 9.2%, the UK at 8.2%, and in both economies, we have seen interest rates on the rise. And some of you have asked, how come interest rates need to go up when inflation goes up? Let me explain. The first thing you need to understand is what is inflation. Inflation is essentially the increase in the price of goods or services over an annual period expressed as a percentage. Now, inflation is driven by the laws of demand and supply. You get demand side inflation. And essentially what this means is there's too much cash in the economy. People have too much access to money. People therefore have much higher levels of demand, which increases prices. But there's also supply side to inflation. On this side of it, this means that although demand may stay the same, if the cost to produce that good or service goes up, that means the prices will go up. And right now we're facing a double whammy of having increases in both the demand and supply side of inflation. So back to the RBA and interest rates. What can they do? Well, the RBA can only impact the demand side, and they do so by raising or lowering the cash rate. During the global pandemic, they lowered the cash rate to emergency levels of 0.1%, stimulating more borrowing, bringing more cash into the economy, and with it, raising prices. So what they're doing now is they are raising the cash rate, making the cost of borrowing more, meaning people want to borrow less, meaning less money in the economy, and downward pressure on the demand side of inflation. This is why in a rising inflationary environment that we see ourselves in right now, the RBA has no choice but to continue raising interest rates. And we believe that the cash rate tops out above 2% by the end of 2022. What do you think? Leave a comment below and like and share for more tips and videos.